What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrubby here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are all having an incredible day. I know I am. If you guys are, I'd appreciate you smashing that like button and commenting down below. It really helps the video do better, and I like views. I'm not gonna lie, not gonna sugarcoat it. No lies here, just honesty. Today we're gonna be talking about stupid people, dumb people that make you giggle like a hee hee ha ha hoo hoo hee hee hoo hoo hee hee movement. I've met some really stupid people in my lifetime, and today we're gonna be talking about the dumbest girl I've ever met. I will warn you, your brain cells may cry from the amount of cringe that you're about to experience. I will say one massive warning: if you don't like stupid people, this is not going to be the video for you. But if you're here to listen to how some people actually somehow manage to beat the odds, the genetic lottery, and manage to reproduce even though they are actually the dumbest group of people you've ever met, this might be the story for you. You might have an incredible time. So yeah, without further ado, buckle up and get ready for the ride, my beautiful friends. So there was this girl that I'm going to call Jemma for the rest of the story, and I had most of my classes with her. I actually started getting to know her in elementary school. We were in a few classes together, and she actually might have been the dumbest person I've ever met. She somehow was smart enough to manage to get her way into honors and accelerated classes. She wasn't dumb when it came to, history and, math and whatever. She was really stupid when it came to common sense and understanding things. Like, she was actually the type of person that would, sit on the TV and watch the couch, alright? Like, that's the type of stupidity that we were dealing with here. And somehow, miraculously, she managed to not get smarter over the entire time I knew her. So I figured I would just collect the stupidest things she's ever said and done into one neat little package and wrap it up and deliver it to your earlobes. An example of how dumb he was is one time we were sitting in our world geography class talking about New Year's Eve, just having a normal conversation, and my teacher was from New York, and she talked about how on New Year's in New York it was crazy how many people came to visit the island, because New York is on the island of Manhattan, and how it was insane that there was millions and millions of people that came just to visit and watch the ball drop, right? Which is pretty cool, wow, what a neat little story. We were just kind of talking about New Year's Eve, having a standard conversation. And Jemma decided that, in her head, it didn't make sense that millions of people would visit and nothing would happen. So she looked my teacher in the face and said the following: "Aren't you nervous that the island is gonna sink? Like, all those people visiting has gotta make the island a little lower. What if it sinks?" That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This woman thought that if you got enough people on an island, it would sink because it weighed too much. That is how stupid this girl was. And obviously, our teacher just kind of looked at her with this, like, I really can't tell if you're kidding face. Like, we all kind of laughed because we thought it was a joke, except, I've known her for way longer at this point. This is in high school. So I knew she was legitimately so stupid that she would think that people standing on an island would have the ability to sink it. That's the type of girl that Jemma was. And it went beyond geography. Like I said, she somehow managed to get good grades. Like, she could point out Poland on a map to get a good grade in geography. She just thought that islands could sink if too many people were standing on it having a good time. And what blows my mind about Jemma is if you called her stupid, if you pointed out that she was stupid, she would argue with you, because she had the type of parents that enabled her and constantly told her she was special and that she was smarter than everyone and better than everyone, which are the worst type of people. I don't know if you've ever been around people like that whose parents are constantly telling them that they're a winner and that they're great at everything, but they're actually the worst type of people to hang out with because they can never see the fault in their own actions. For example, one time, so Jemma was basically sitting here telling everybody how washing your hands is dumb because diseases aren't afraid of water, and we're all kind of sitting here like, what do you mean that washing your hands is dumb? And so I point out how stupid it is to not wash your hands, because it's definitely easier to get a disease if you don't wash your hands than if you do wash your hands, right? And she proceeds to tell me how her mom and dad used to think the same thing, but after they listened to her, they realized that she is the smartest one in the family, so therefore, she is right. And I'm like, I don't care if you're the smartest one in your family, all right? Your family together has 14 brain cells. It doesn't mean anything in the real world, but that's the type of family that she had, was constantly telling her that she's right. Her family stopped washing their hands because their dumb daughter told them that it didn't actually prevent diseases, which is just wrong. It's just not true. But her family was so stupid that they would just believe anything she said. And what's weird is, from what I've never really met her family, but I know her dad was a dentist, which is terrifying. Like, imagine getting your teeth cleaned by a man who doesn't wash his hands because his daughter was like, nah, it doesn't make sense, Dad. And he was like, you're right. I've been to med school, but my daughter, who's an idiot, is somehow smarter than me. This family was a train wreck that had a collective 14 brain cells. I don't understand who went to this guy as their dentist. I would not get my teeth cleaned by a man with a daughter this stupid, especially if he listens to her and her stupid advice all the time. But hey, that's Jemma. Jemma was just a real gem to be around, except no one liked to hang out with her. And one time I was, walking behind her and her friends in the hallway, and her friends were about as stupid as her, and she starts talking about how she's so excited to go out of the country because she's never been out of the country before. And her friend was like, oh, where are you going? And she said, New Mexico. This girl thought New Mexico was a different country. She really went, out of all the continental United States, New Mexico sounds like a new country because it's new. And when her friend was like, oh, no, I'm pretty sure it's a state. And she goes, no, it's a republic. Like, she thought it was like Puerto Rico, but with New Mexico. I'm sorry. I don't understand how you mess it up that bad. I really do not get it at all. How in the world is it possible that you think New Mexico is not a state? What? There was this other time in biology when we were sitting around talking about, how food is made. And for those of you who don't know, meat is just the animal's muscles. You're eating their muscles, right? That makes sense. And when she found this out, she proceeded to say, no, it's a part of the cow. And when my science teacher argued with her and started telling her, no, muscle is definitely what meat is made out of, she decided that was gross and became a vegetarian. No joke, no scam. This girl thought that meat was a part of a cow. Like, right under their heart is the meat part, and that's what hamburgers are made out of. Not understanding that meat is muscle. And you know what? Maybe I could let that one slide. It's possible that I could let that one slide. But combined with the fact that she thought New Mexico was a country, and combined with the fact that this girl thought an island could sink, I was not feeling it. I was not having a gorgeous time really enjoying this. I really killed this guy after playing the guitar. Wow, I'm kind of mean. But the real gem here, the real story that makes me laugh and understand how stupid this girl is one time we were sitting in the same world geography class from the start of the story, and her phone was missing. And of course, it could not be her fault. She couldn't have just misplaced it. It couldn't be in her backpack. Maybe her back pocket. I don't know. Somebody stole it. So she throws this big scene accusing everybody in the class of stealing her phone and how one of us is going to pay for stealing her phone and whatever. All of us are like, no one has your phone. But I guess, maybe you thought your phone was stolen, right? So whatever. My teacher asked her to check her backpack and check all of her pockets. And she swears she does. She goes, I already have. You think I'd be causing a scene if I didn't? And I'm kind of like in my head, yeah, I mean, you are pretty stupid, so I wouldn't be surprised. But whatever, she swears she already has. So the teacher, of course, is like, all right, well, if somebody stole a phone, it's a serious accusation. So she calls the dean's office. They have one of their security people go stand at the door. And all of us, one at a time, have to get our backpacks in our pockets checked for this phone. That's right. 30-something kids. It takes about an hour for them to check all of our devices, all of our phones. And then, you know what Jemma does? After we're all checked and there's nothing there, she accuses us of stealing it and getting it out of the classroom before she noticed. As if any of us are ninjas that stole it and went, I guarantee you she's going to notice before the end of class and cause a scene. Let's do the old roundabout Tonson, where we toss the phone over the bridge, have somebody catch it, get on a helicopter, fly it to New Mexico, and have a great time. So old Razzle-Taz Johnson, the security guard, goes, the only person we haven't checked is you. And she goes, I don't have it. And he goes, well, we've checked everybody else. Let's just check. And it was in her backpack. Her phone was in her backpack. After causing a scene for an hour, making everybody late to their other classes, and making everybody just have to have a terrible time, accusing everybody of being a thief and stealing and being a horrible person, it was in her backpack that she swore it wasn't in. And everybody was pissed at her, and she couldn't understand why we were mad. She's like, you guys would have done the same thing if your phone went missing. I went, no, I would check my backpack, and I also would know where my phone is. Like, I'm sorry, we live in the 21st century. If you don't know where your phone is and you don't check everything before you accuse someone of stealing it, you're an idiot. Everyone has a phone. What would I get out of stealing your phone? What, you think I don't have one? You think everybody in this class doesn't have one? You think I need 2 iPhones? Like I'm really out here? I need one for the plug and one for the load? No, it's just not the case. But of course, we're an hour late and it's all our fault. We should have just helped her look for it. You idiot. You massive idiot. Jemma, you're a moron. So whatever, Jemma obviously is not the sharpest tool in the shed, but she somehow got good grades and got into a college, which shocks me to no end, right? Like that this woman somehow got into a college, wrote an essay good enough for people to think it was a brilliant idea. I don't really understand what the thought process was, but hey, I really can't complain. Look at me being such a nice guy here. I let him kill me with a cannon. Oh my gosh, I'm such a sweetheart, Regardless, she got into college. She's chilling, billing, double dabbing on the haters, and I ran into her not the other day. That's a bit of an exaggeration. Maybe a couple months ago, and I hadn't seen her since we graduated high school. And she proceeds to tell me all about how hard college is and how it's so difficult to pay attention and do all these things. So I asked her what type of classes she's taking, and she's telling me that she's taking an art class, and I'm like, oh, that seems pretty fun. And she goes, no, the homework is so hard. And I'm like, well, what's your homework? And she's like, well, I have to paint. And I'm like, well, I mean, what's your major? And she starts talking about how her major is marketing. And I'm like, so why do you have to take an art class that you don't like if you're in marketing? And she goes, well, my dad told me to take the art class. And to be honest, I don't know. I just thought it would be fun, even though I hate it. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe you just don't take it next semester. Maybe don't take it again. And she goes, no, I'm going to take it until I graduate. And I'm like, what? But you hate it. What is the point of that? Taking a class that you hate because your dad told you to? That seems really stupid. I didn't say that. I was just like, oh, okay. But she hadn't changed at all. What I feel bad for is the area I'm from. There's a religious group that gets married really, really young. They're called Mormons. You guys have probably heard of them a little bit. But she got married. That's right, everyone. Somebody saw Jemma and went, I better lock that down for life. I want my kids to have the type of genes to think an island can sink. She has a husband, and from what I saw of him when I was talking to her, he seems like a really nice, upstanding, smart guy. So I don't know how she tricked him into it. Maybe she got pregnant or something. But yeah, he somehow locked it down for life, and I feel horrible. I feel bad for society, though. Like, at one point, there's going to be a kid so stupid that that's his mom, and I just really don't want that day to come. That's going to be the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I am not looking forward to the day where people like that are roaming around, intermingling with all of society. That's a spooky, scary skeleton existence, and humanity is not going to be better off for it. But if you guys enjoyed, I would appreciate you pressing the like button. I have a lot more stories about stupid people I went to school with, so if you want more, feel free to drop a comment down below. I would appreciate it. It helps the video do better, and liking does too. If you're new, subscribe. I tell stories like this every day. We have a great time over here. We all hang out. We all kiss and go mwah, mwah. If you're over 18, though, I mean, if you're not, that's weird. We can't do that. That's illegal, but you guys get the idea. I hope you guys all have an incredible day. My name is Scrubby. Don't get anyone pregnant, and if you do, make sure they're hot, and hopefully I'll see you soon with another stupid person. There's one more announcement I want to make, but if you guys don't want to watch, like, you can click off now. That's fine. I really want 100,000 followers on Instagram. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm only at like 70K. But with everybody who watches these videos, if you could all go ahead and say, yo, what up? I'm following you on Instagram. I would appreciate it. I really want 100,000 followers, mainly for the clout factor, where I can tell everyone that I'm really cool and that I'm dope and that I'm really awesome all the time. I would really appreciate it. Have an incredible day. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're not stupid, and I'll talk to you guys later. I'm out. Peace.